Welcome to CryptoCast Daily, your fast track to today's biggest crypto stories. Like and subscribe to stay ahead in the market. Here are the top highlights shaping the crypto market today. Bitcoin miners surge following Microsoft's $17.4 billion AI bet. Filecoin's Phil Perez gains to trade little changed after testing $2.50 resistance level. Washington's crypto pivot isn't about Silicon Valley. It's about Treasuries. Ethena joins race for Hyperliquid stablecoin with BlackRock-Backed proposal. BNB price rise to $884 short-lived as market sell-off cuts gains. Coinbase enlarges its AI agent-focused crypto micropayments ecosystem. CoreWeave shares gain 4.5% after launch of VC arm targeting AI startups. ICP drops 3% as rally stalls at $5.05 resistance. More than $40 million liquidated as market makers suffer shattering MYX short squeeze. Dems respond to GOP's crypto market structure bill with framework of priorities. BONK surges 9% as even as Memecoin interest shifts to newer tokens. Pepe rallies 10% in a week, outpaces Bitcoin and other major tokens. U.S. healthcare as F***ed, says Cardano's Hoskinson, pitches AI, blockchain solutions. Dogecoin ETF looks set to go live in the U.S. on Thursday. U.S. marks down payroll gains by $911K in largest benchmark revision ever. Perpetual style, crypto futures coming to U.S. as CBOEI's November launch. Easy Group launches Bitcoin app for U.S. retail investors. California man sentenced in $36.9 million crypto scam tied to infamous Huion Group. CoinDesk 20 performance update. Near protocol rises 6.7%, leading index higher. Ether treasury company Sharp Link Gaming buys back $15 million in undervalued shares. Stay tuned as we break down the details behind these headlines. Crypto mining stocks jumped after Nebius Group announced a 5-year agreement to supply Microsoft with graphic processing units valued at $17.4 billion.
This deal aims to bolster Microsoft's artificial intelligence infrastructure.
It sparked investor enthusiasm for companies with large-scale computing power, including Bitcoin miners.
This rally occurred even as Bitcoin itself declined by about 1% to $111,100 over the past 24 hours.
Bitfarms led the rally with a 22% gain.
Cypher mining rose 20%, while others like Hut 8 and Riot Platforms saw mid-teens percentage increases.
Interestingly, Mara Holdings, which has positioned itself more as a Bitcoin treasury company, saw a smaller gain of just 4%.
This highlights how investor attention is shifting towards the role mining infrastructure could play in the artificial intelligence boom.
Filecoin traded little changed over the last 24 hours.
It fluctuated between $2.41 and $2.50.
This represents 3.3% volatility.
The asset initially retreated from $2.44.
It then tested support levels near $2.41 to 42 cents.
A sustained rally reached $2.50.
Selling pressure emerged at the $2.50 resistance level.
The $2.41 to 42 cent zone showed robust support.
Binance Coin swung sharply between gains and losses in a volatile 24-hour stretch.
The token dropped to an $872 low before rallying to $884.
It then saw a sharp reversal wipe out those gains.
The initial drop took Binance Coin from around $880.50 to a low of $871.99.
From there the token staged a comeback peaking near $884.60.
Selling pressure brought it back down to its current level at $873.60.
That rebound came on a wave of trading activity with volume spiking to nearly 60,000 tokens.
This occurred particularly around $876, a level that acted as key support during the session.
Coinbase is developing an ecosystem combining stablecoin micropayments with artificial intelligence.
This builds on their open-source payment protocol, X402, which enables instant stablecoin payments online.
Coinbase has added a discovery layer for artificial intelligence agents called X402 Bazaar.
This aims to unlock new paradigms in agentic commerce, where artificial intelligence agents shop based on human preferences.
The marketplace for artificial intelligence agent purchases could be larger than that for human purchases, according to Eric Reppel, Coinbase developer platform head of engineering.
He described X402 as solving the pay-per-crawl problem, like paywalls for scrapers.
Artificial intelligence agents can use X402 to access data and content for better decision-making.
Examples include accessing market data, commissioning artificial intelligence art, or subscribing to live data feeds.
Internet Computer Protocol experienced price fluctuations within a 4% range over the last 24 hours.
The token initially found support at $4.83.
It then rallied to $5.05 before declining.
This confirmed $4.83 as a key accumulation zone.
The rally stalled at $5.05 due to significant selling pressure.
The price dropped rapidly from $4.99 to $4.93.
Internet Computer Protocol is currently trading just below $4.90.
This represents a 3% drop from its intraday high.
Senate Democrats have revealed their framework for market structure legislation.
This framework aims to define how cryptocurrencies fit into United States regulatory frameworks.
It addresses oversight of the digital asset sector by the Securities and Exchange Commission and Commodity Futures Trading Commission.
The Democrats' framework lists 7 key pillars, including protecting consumers and investors.
It also addresses defining how digital assets fit into different regulators' jurisdictions.
Preventing corruption and abuse is another key pillar.
Republicans on the Senate Banking Committee have already released drafts of their own market structure bill.
The framework calls for clarifying how digital assets not classified as securities fit into the rules and their regulation.
BONK rallied more than 9% in the last 24 hours, from $0.000022 to a peak of $0.000024.
Trading volume exceeded 1.2 trillion tokens during key rebound attempts at 0600 and 0700 UTC.
This underscores strong short-term demand.
The rally met resistance at $0.000024, confirming this level as a near-term ceiling.
Between 11:53 and 12:52 UTC, BONK declined 1.14% from $0.00002345.9 to $0.00002319.
Volume spiked above 35 billion tokens in a concentrated wave of selling.
This erased part of the earlier rally and left the token consolidating just above its support zone.
Newer projects like Layer Bread and Little Pepe are capturing market share with staking and Layer 2 integrations. The Memecoin Pepe rose more than 4% over the last 24 hours.
It is up almost 10% over the past week.
This surge comes amid renewed interest in meme tokens.
The CoinDesk Memecoin Index rose more than 11% over the past week.
This outperformed Bitcoin as 1.4% move.
Pepe rallied from 0.00001013 to 0.00001074.
This set a new short-term resistance near 0.00001082.
Trading activity spiked significantly during the peak of the rally. Charles Hoskinson, founder of Cardano, criticizes the American healthcare system, calling it profitable but flawed. Hoskinson believes doctors are incentivized to treat all patients the same, regardless of their needs. Hoskinson, whose family includes several doctors, argues this encourages chronic treatment over actual healing.
Artificial intelligence would support physicians by providing updated care plans and catching subtle cues in patient history. Hoskinson intends to open source the entire model, including software and protocols, to encourage replication. However, Hoskinson faces resistance from the existing medical system, alleging that local hospitals are obstructing his efforts. A
Dogecoin exchange-traded fund is expected to debut in United States markets this Thursday.
This marks the first United States exchange-traded fund built around a token with no intended utility beyond speculation and culture.
The Rex Osprey Doge ETF, ticker symbol DOJE, will trade under the Investment Company Act of 1940.
The product is backed by Rex shares and Osprey funds.
This is the same team that launched a Solana staking ETF earlier this year.
Traders anticipate increased volatility in Dogecoin in the coming weeks.
Dogecoin has already risen 17% in the past week on expectations of the launch.
Jordan Jefferson, chief executive officer of Doge OS and My Doge, called the ETF a watershed moment.
The United States preliminary benchmark payrolls revision showed a downward adjustment of 911,000 jobs.
This revision covers the one-year period ending March 2025.
This is the largest downward adjustment on record.
This news suggests the labor market was much weaker than previously thought.
The non-farm payrolls reports influence billions in capital allocation decisions.
These reports also play a major role in Federal Reserve monetary policy.
If these numbers had been available earlier, the Federal Reserve might have trimmed rates throughout 2025.
The Federal Reserve is expected to cut rates for the first time this year at its next meeting.
CBOE plans to launch Bitcoin and Ether continuous futures contracts on November 10, pending regulatory approval.
These products are similar to perpetual futures popular on offshore exchanges but modified for United States regulations.
Unlike traditional monthly or quarterly futures, CBOE contracts last up to 10 years.
This reduces the need for traders to continually roll their positions, a costly process.
The futures will be adjusted daily against spot prices through a transparent funding rate mechanism.
Traders can hold a contract for years without rebalancing.
Contracts are cash settled in dollars, tied to the crypto spot price, so no Bitcoin or Ether changes hands.
CBOE believes these continuous futures will appeal to institutional and retail traders seeking access to crypto derivatives.
A California man was sentenced to 51 months in prison for laundering $36.9 million.
He was involved in a cryptocurrency investment scam operating from Cambodian scam centers.
The group promised American investors high returns on cryptocurrency investments.
Some of the victim funds were laundered through Huion International Payments, connected to Huion Guarantee.
Huion, a Telegram-based marketplace, facilitated up to $98 billion in illicit transactions since 2014.
The defendant, former co-owner of Axis Digital, transferred scam proceeds to Deltec Bank in the Bahamas.
The funds were converted to Tether and distributed back to Cambodia.
8 co-conspirators have pleaded guilty, including Darren Lee, held in United States custody since April 2024.